You turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There's nothing more important in your lives, brothers and sisters. But so let's look at this word. Da'a, yad'u du'a'an. It means many things. Du'a and da'a, which everybody knows, means supplication. To supplicate, to ask for something. It also means invocation. Also means prayer. But one of the meanings of this word is invitation. That's what I want to talk about. An invitation. I say, دعوته إلى بيتي. I invited him to my house for dinner, for example. It's from the same word. And the nature of an invitation is that there's things that make it pleasing and unpleasing. There's some invitations you'd be like, let's jump on that. There's other invitations, not so much. If brother A or sister A invited you to their house, let's make it even simpler. Person A, you're walking home from the masjid, maybe it's maybe 11 o'clock at night, and you hear a voice from behind the bushes in some old decrepit house, and you hear a voice say, "Hey, you, I've got some food over here. You want to have a bite? You want to come take a bite with me?" Now, how many of us are going to be like, "Hey, I'm hungry. Let's go behind that bush. Let's go behind that thorny bush, dark setting. There's fog all around there. It smells bad. It looks like a haunted house. But hey, let's go." How many of us would? No, but none of us would. We'd be like, "No, I'm good. Thanks." And we press 911 and then hold our finger on dial and keep walking. Right? And let's say it was a brother or a sister who did that, who invited you. You don't know them. Right? Whatever. You gave husn al-dhan to that person, even a human being. You said, "I'm going to have good suspicion about people in general, whether they're Muslim or non-Muslim. I'm going to have a good suspicion in my heart about them." So you answer the call. And when you go behind the bushes, you cut yourself through the thorns, and you get there, and it's a small cup of water. Or it's a pea. And he's like, "Here's the dinner." Would you go back to that invitation? You would never call. You would never respond to that invitation again. Flip side. Your cousin, the brother from the mosque, the sister from the masjid, they invite you. You know them. You've seen them around. You've had dinner with them before. They're your best friend. When they call you over the house, what do? When and where? What do they do when you come to their house? They roll the red carpet, like they say. You've got the pizza. If that's your favorite food, it's my favorite food. But if you like burgers, if you like Somali food, whatever it may be, Indian food, the biryani is out there. They treat you good, right? Pepsi, Cokes. So what happens? You see that, you're like, subhanAllah, you eat, you get full, and you're like, the next time this guy calls me, I can't wait till he invites me to his house again. I had a great time. Likewise, brothers and sisters. Likewise. I know it's rudimentary, but just the same way. It's not too complicated. The same way is when you make dua to Allah. It's the idea of inviting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala into your life. Saying, "Ya Allah, I have this haja, I have this need, Ya Allah. I need it. I need this. Nobody can help me accomplish this except you. Come into my life. Be a part of my life. Help me achieve this. Ya Allah, I want Jannah. Be a part of my life. Help me achieve this. Ya Allah, I want bu'd from the nar. I want distance from the hellfire. Allah, be a part of my life. I'm inviting you into my life." So the invitation has to be from somebody who you have to make yourself known to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Not in the sense that Allah is jahil, but in the sense that how much do you call upon Allah? So when you call upon Allah, Allah knows this is Ahmed, this is Fulan, this is Saleh, this is Yusuf, this is Aisha, this is Fatima, this is Hafsa, this is Fulana. I know them from their prayers. I know them from the recitation of the Quran. I know them from the long sujood. I know them from when I test them, the first thing they do is, "Ya Allah." I know them because they're always calling on me. I know them. And when you do invite Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala into your life, you have to make the invitation You have to make your preparations. That when Allah comes into your life, you're in a state, you're in a position to be helped by Allah. You're in a position to accept the help of Allah. Not to say, Ya Allah, and then do nothing. To say, Ya Allah, I got a speeding ticket, and then sleeping on your court date. Does it work that way? No, you make your own preparation. Ya Allah, I want Jannah. And then you don't do anything for it. No. If your istiqbal, if your reception of Allah is good, the nasr is there for you. The help of Allah is there for you. We have to be people who are in a state to receive the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I'd like to mention a story, an athar I should say, on one of the salaf. He was a tabi'i, or from the followers of the tabi'in. His name was Ibrahim ibn Adham, rahimahullah ta'ala. He was Balkh, from a place called Balkh, which is Khorasan, which is Central Asia. He grew up though in Basra. And he was a companion of Sufyan al-Thawri and some of the more prominent tabi'in. He was very rich. He had come from a wealthy family. But he felt like he was wasting away his life. And there's a story about him where he took his most precious and most expensive camel, he put it in the hands of his father and he said, Assalamu alaikum. And he left. And he chose a life of asceticism and he, started to learn about Islam. The people of Basra, they gathered around him. And they said, Ya Aba Ishaq. Oh, father of Ishaq, that was his kunya. Ya Aba Ishaq, ma baluna nad'u Allah wa lam yastajib lana. He said, oh, father of Ishaq, what is it with us that we call upon Allah? We call upon Allah and He doesn't answer our prayers. Doesn't Allah say in His book, He said, أَلَا يَقُولُ اللَّهُ تَبَارَكَ وَتَعَالَى أُدْعُونِي أَسْتَجِبْ لَكُمْ? Doesn't the Lord Almighty say in His book, call upon me and I will hear you and I will answer your prayer? And so Ibrahim looked at this large group of people. They gathered around him because they were frustrated. They're like, we're praying, but nothing's happening. So he turned to him and he said, وَذَلِكَ لِأَنَّ قُلُوبُكُمْ قَدْ مَاتَتْ بِأَشْرَةِ أَشْيَاء. He said, that's because you people, your hearts have died because of 10 things. Your hearts are dead. You're calling upon Allah with dead hearts. Like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, He's talking to the people, not to the believers specifically. He says, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا اسْتَجِيبُوا لِلَّهِ وَالرَّسُولِ إِذَا دَعَاكُمْ لِمَا يُحْيِيكُمْ. Oh, you who believe. Oh, you who believe. Believe. Ibn Abbas radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he said that when Allah says this in the Quran, it's upon every Muslim to pay close attention, because He's going to say something extremely important and He's making a personal addressing to each and every one of you. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu istajibu lillahi wal rasul. Answer the call of Allah and His Messenger. Answer the call of God and His Messenger. إِذَا دَعَاكُمْ لِمَا يُحْيِيكُمْ. When they give you a da'wah, a call, an invitation to that which gives life. To that which what? Gives life. Is He talking to a dead people? Is He talking to the people in the grave? Is He talking to zombies? He's talking to living, breathing people. So what does He mean? استجيبوا لله ورسوله إذا دعاكم لما يحييكم. If He calls you to that which gives life, when Allah and His Messenger call you to that which gives life, answer that call. The Mufassirin say there's an opposite understanding, what they call al-mafhum al-mukhalif in usul al-tafsir, and the principles of making tafsir of the Quran, explaining the Quran. That when Allah makes an implicit statement, the opposite of that is also true. That as long as you, O Muslims, O mankind, do not answer the call of Allah and His Messenger, you are a dead people. Your hearts are dead. Ibn Qayyim rahimahullah ta'ala, he mentions that this is because al-hayatu al-haqiqiyya hiya hayatul qalb. He said that's because the real true life of a human being is the life of their heart. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions the Quran, He says amwatun ghayru ahya, referring to the people in the grave and to the Muslims and non-Muslims, because they haven't answered the call of Allah and His Messenger.